up, Scorpio gang? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. That's me. My name's Annie. We're going to read your tarot cards here today. This will be a general tarot message for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Please come into it with an open heart, an open mind, a desire to learn something to better yourself. If the messages that come through don't resonate, feel free to push them aside or revisit them at a later date. Not everything will be your message, so pick and choose what you like out of this, what resonates with you. You are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Let's do it for Scorpio. Guys, you had an awesome message last week. I did a birthday bonus reading for you, so if you want a uplifting, positive message, especially in terms of love and romantic partnership, highly recommend you check that one out. All right, Scorpio, here we go. Those are popping out. Let's see, you have the Page of Swords. So what are you looking to gain insight on? What are you looking to learn? Where are you feeling called to, or what are you feeling called to communicate, to say, to express? So then these are in reverse. Is my deck in reverse? Let me take, oh, they're all mixed up. Well, I'm going to read them as they came out. I'm going to take it as a sign. Let's see. This feels like holding back communication out of fear. With the Two of Swords, you may have been very stuck in your head, stuck in your feelings, about how the information would land, about whether it would maybe agitate, whoever was on the receiving end or disrupt the peace. It could be that you were holding back because you didn't want to create conflict or war or awkward feelings. But I don't know, ultimately, I think you're moving forward with the truth. And I see you doing it in a way that you are second guessing yourself a little bit. It's almost like she doesn't quite want to confront the truth or look at the awkward dynamic, but she's holding it up anyway. He or she, right? Whoever is moving forward with this piece of information, she's doing it, but she's doing it in a way that it's a little bit timid. It's a little bit shy. And there's nothing wrong with that. The point is that you're doing it. You're saying it. You're thinking it. You're expressing it. Usually with the Devil, that represents a stuck feeling, a feeling fearful of something, but it's allowing us to give our power into our fears. And so in reverse, I think the universe is trying to say, whatever you're holding back on, particularly something you need to tell or say, I think the time is now. I don't think we can wait any longer. I don't think it's doing you any good. If anything, it's further enhancing the sort of fear or anxiety you have about something. It might involve a Capricorn. It certainly doesn't have to. And it might be a very, very difficult situation to have with your boss. Yeah, especially with sort of the Page coming up. This could be working at some sort of job or profession, a career, or really any person or entity who you feel has power over you. It could be that you feel like they're keeping you stuck in a low position, almost as like a student. But the thing is, I feel like you guys feel like you've sort of busted out of this role and that you have the experience and you have the knowledge and you're wanting to assert yourself more. But I think there's intimidation of, okay, well, if I say this, am I going to get fired? Or if I speak up, what will the consequence be? You know, Moon and Libra, very, very caught up on the idea of equality and balance and not coming off too aggressive and, you know, very worried about equal outcomes and things of that sort, not disrupting the peace. By nature, Scorpio, I don't have to tell you this. You guys, in a sense, being ruled by Mars and Pluto, you are a sign of transformation. So you speaking up is going to bring transformation into your life. I was going to say, is it going to be the results you're hoping for? I don't know. Let's ask the tarot and see what it says. But I can tell you what the universe is sort of relaying to me is you do need to step up and say the thing that you've been wanting to say. I do feel like you've been holding your tongue to keep the peace. Does anyone relate to that? And this could be something to do with the father figure, Saturn energy, authority, constrictions, obstacles, limits, someone who's limiting your growth, or you gaining experience and skill in some area. It's like you're hitting roadblocks, but I do sort of feel like there's a person to blame. Unless it's a self-sabotagey thing, you can choose to read it that way. I don't really see it that way, but yeah, this is flipping fear on its head and moving forward with it anyway. So if Scorpio moves forward with this communication, with this possible confrontation, calling somebody out, speaking the truth, even though it's going to make people uncomfortable, I know the universe wants you to. What will the result be? Oh, look, your wish fulfillment. And then interesting, 5 of Pentacles. So how do I want to read this? Let's see. I could sort of see this as very Aquarian energy, and then the ones who are struggling or suffering, you may be setting an example by demonstration. You might be fighting for the underdog or fighting for the little guy. I also think you're bringing illumination to a situation where many of you may think it's just you and you've been suffering in silence, but it might be a situation where when you speak up and you're very vulnerable, right? That's why she's nude. That's why she's naked here. It takes great vulnerability to sort of connect with ourselves and our desires and what we want to grow and manifest here. When you set the example, when you demonstrate or express very Aquarian energy, what is fair, what is right, what is just, and where is the inequality, where is the imbalance with that 5, I think other people step up and agree with you. I think you're going to be backed and supported by a team of people. In terms of who you're going up against, this opposition, it's fear, absolutely, but it's almost taking on the form of another person. So again, a boss, a father figure. Do I get to find out anything more about that? How will it land with the person on the receiving end of this, the recipient of this news, this protest, this information? You're going to make them think. You might make them change their approach or change their strategy. I feel like, especially with Saturn and the devil energy coming here, this person's very old school. They have a very traditional way of thinking, very... if it ain't broke, don't fix it, versus the Aquarian energy coming through. Maybe some of you have a strong Aquarius placement. It's very forward thinking. It's very futuristic. It's very different. It's unique. It's innovative. It's alien to some, right? And, throughout history, what do we fear? What is different, right? This person fears change. This person possibly has some maybe some fixed energy, but that's not really the main thing I'm going for, because actually Aquarius is a fixed sign. So it's not so much that, but yeah, it's like this person has a very fixed, you actually might be dealing with an Aquarius, but it might actually be an Aquarius who maybe isn't operating at the highest level. Because what I was about to say, they have a very fixed vision of the future, but they have trouble seeing past their own viewpoint. That, in a sense, can be Aquarius when they're not really in it for the good of the people. Aquarians typically are the humanitarians of the zodiac, all for one and one for all, team dynamics, groups, protests, revolution, rebellion. Those are kind of some key areas of Aquarius. You might be dealing with one, but it doesn't really matter. It's Saturn energy going up against each other, which is really interesting. It's even like almost a mirror reflection of each other. Look at the stance of the bodies here. Do you guys see that? That's just really interesting to me. Even like the circle image, it almost looks like a mirror here, and then what she's looking at. There's something is being turned up on its head. Something is being flipped upside down. And there is this duality of doing it the old way versus the new way. With the 2 of Wands, though, we have to remember, Wands are all about action and assertion, initiation, starting it up, especially because this is an Aries card. Aries being the cardinal fire sign, they are the light, they are the spark, they are the ignition. It gets things going, it lights a fire under people. So a major theme to this, Scorpio, is like out with the old, in with the new. It could be that there's a change of leadership going on in your workplace, and I don't know if you're liking it or disliking it, but it could be both. You do have people backing you because there's people who are going through a similar plight or uncomfortable energy. Any 5 indicates change, chaos. Things are sort of being dug up to be reformed, to be transformed, right, Scorpio? So I mean, this message actually totally makes sense to me in Scorpio season, no less. Something here has to change. The old way isn't doing it, and it could be a person who sort of has this, loves the power, the position of authority, but they might not rule with the best intentions in terms of, make sure the people get what they want. This person, if they truly are the boss and, the head honcho or whatever you want to say, they're really only as good as the people working under them. So if you were working for sort of this slave driver, power hungry, entity, corporation, you may have a very strong change of heart of where you're wanting to allocate your time and energy. And are your principles, your thoughts, your vision in alignment with this thing or this person anymore? Some of you are going to have a really heavy hitting conversation with someone, and because this person is so old school or stuck in their ways, and do understand, this is not about ageism. I don't mean literally, out with the old in terms of, you have to be a certain age limit. This is more in practice, in theory, what this person values, what are their guiding principles, right? Their efforts to, to have a healthy working team or body of people on operation. Anyway, This person's so stuck in their ways. I think you are going to give them food for thought about areas in which they should take initiative to change this. I think you're going to be serving them, the world on a platter in terms of, look, you hold the power. You have the world in your hands. Here's what you need to change. That's funny, that red hat. It's almost like you're going to set their mind on fire of all the things that we have to sort of very scorpionic, burn away, burn to ash so we can rise from, like, the phoenix and come out on the end new in this, I don't know, something with changed policies. This is a very unusual reading, Scorpio. I think it's going to take time for this person to budge, but I would not shy away from it simply because, they're not going to change anyway. Because you may actually be the leader or the initiator of like a huge movement or a huge surge of energy that is more progressive or forward thinking than this has been before. And again, on a much smaller scale, this could be an awkward family dynamic, right? I'm going to leave that up to you. All right, so that's what I got there. Kind of an unusual message. We're going to give you a love message too, because I know that's why a lot of people show up to these tarot readings. So I'm gonna take the advice from that and give the people what they want, right? Scorpio in love. What do we got for Scorpio? Scorpio in love. Happy birthday. I'll say it again. It might be past your birthday by the time I post this, but we're rounding off Scorpio season. We got that nice eclipse coming up. I say the nice eclipse. Can you tell I'm trying to sugarcoat it, right? It's going to be intense, but, we thrive in intensity, right, Scorpio? Here we go. Scorpio in love, looking for love, wanting insight into their relationship. What can I tell Scorpio in love? Some general energy regarding their romantic relationships. Let's do non-platonic. That felt more family-oriented or something. What about romantic love? This is very sexual. This is like pent-up sexual heat. I don't know, attraction. The Five of Cups. This is getting rid of what you no longer need. This is a very interesting Five of Cups. Sometimes usually the Five of Cups is what I call like my total eclipse of the heart. When you're going through the five, it's like emotional turbulence or emotional chaos. And we're kind of caught in this in-between of, do I let go of the past and everything that's been lost or spilt versus focusing on what I still have, what I can gain from this. You seem to be cutting ties with something, and maybe it's taken you a while to get here, but I don't know. There's an energy into this card where I almost feel, perfect. I was about to say, it feels like you're actually wandering off into this kind of happiness. It's like you've bridged the gap of that awkward sadness or healing or making amends, or not making amends, but more or less, it's like finding some sort of internal peace. That's what I'm trying to say. And then, then you get the Six of Cups. So these are right in a row. So if, hang with me here. It's almost like if the Five of Cups is a chapter in your life, you seem to be at the very end of it, where you're ready to move on to the Six of Cups, which ironically is more often than not returning to something of the past. Something about like you had to blow the lid off something. It's actually a similar message in terms of this. It's like you had to call something or someone out. So this whole message that we did first, this may actually resonate for you in another area of your life as well. Maybe it is romantic for some of you and I just wasn't able to read it that way for you, but it's your message. So, tweak it as you see fit. It's funny though, when I see this, the first thing I got from this was sort of sexual energy, that Mars energy. But why is it following the Five of Cups? Okay, so I'm going to say this. I don't know how I feel about this message, but that's not really my business to comment and critique it. It just simply, this is the message for some of you. You may have been really caught up on a person of the past, and there could be a shocking or unexpected connection that comes through that it like blows the lid off of everything you thought or expected in love. And so it's surprising in a good way. And something about this shock or surprise allows you to make peace with something that you were once holding on to or mourning or feeling the loss of or grieving. And it's like you move on, and like sixes are typically cards of victory. So that's what I mean. Something was lost, but there's a victory that soon follows, but it could be met with this sudden awakening, especially in terms of forging some sort of very passionate, sexual romantic connection. It buries this one in a very scorpionic way. You don't need this one anymore. So you're just kind of like, I don't need this, pouring out the cup without much. I don't know if you guys can see her face. Probably not. She looks very, complacent. She looks very like, I don't need it. Meaning it doesn't mean much to her. She's already taken the ones that she wants to save, right? If this is a group of friends and then there was an awkward dating dynamic, you're going to keep the good friends. You're going to keep the loyal partners around. Those are, tucked away, protected and safe in your basket here. But yeah, the ones that did you wrong are the ones that caused a lot of grief, loss, sorrow, whatever, the ones you shed a lot of tears over. I have to be honest, I just think you're kind of over it. And I love that there's like this little bunny in the corner too. There's something fortunate. The pages are turning. The tide is turning. I think you're being ushered into sort of this new chapter where, I don't know, I think if it's not in your life already, there could be a really strong soulmate connection here. Something about a family friend. I don't know, you may reconsider them, but there may be an awakening of passion or desires that were sort of buried away in the past. And it doesn't have to be someone old, right? It can be someone new too. That's with the Tower, it's kind of unexpected. We don't always see it coming. Can I learn anything else about this? What I'm sort of getting is that if you were to put these two options or opportunities side by side, this one blows this one out of the water to the point where you're just like, oh yeah, forget it. I don't want that one anymore. Like, universe, I know I was trying to manifest this connection from my past and get this person back. And you're like, I changed my mind. I want this one. Like that's kind of what I see in this. Possibly with an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You'd never know it to look at them, right? Those earth signs, they're a powerhouse. All right, let's see. What else? What else about this Tower? Can I know anything else about this Tower? Let's see. The High Priestess, so maybe some Cancerian energy. This could also be you too, Scorpio. I kind of see the High Priestess as sort of the witchy occult one of the deck, so that lends itself to the water signs. Even sometimes Virgo I see with the High Priestess. But anyway, and then you have the Horned God. So in this deck it's Aries. Aries is also connected to the Tower, that strong Mars energy. Look at these little antlers. That's what I mean. It's like there's this option and then there's something else growing like in the background. I just don't think you were made aware of it. But the High Priestess always says, trust your intuition. If you feel it, it's probably good to sort of go with that gut instinct, that intuitive hit that you're getting. Yeah, someone may come out of the woodwork, quite literally, if you look at this picture. Someone who was silent for a bit. The High Priestess usually doesn't speak. She's the silent one. This person may come forward and make themselves known, and it might be quite surprising. Yeah, possibly some connection to the mother. I don't know if it's friends of the family or someone your mother knows or someone your mother worked with. Ironically, you kind of have mother and father energy. Sometimes the Emperor can be, associated with the father. Not always, though. These are very opposing dynamics, though. I feel like there's another message here, but I'm just kind of spinning around it here. Maybe it's just representing your two options too. And it's okay. Maybe that's what it is then. I'm thinking this was sort of a message about this new thing coming in or this shocking uprise. I don't know. Part of it to me, it's like, it's again weighing the two up against each other. And they're, just purely looking at the tarot cards, I don't see one over the other being a better fit for you. I mean, you know you best, Scorpio. But I do want to say it blows one out of the way. Like, you just don't need one anymore. If you were struggling to let something go, something happens and it's a very, like, what do they call that? Almost like going cold turkey. It's like you just instantly, you do a 180. You decide that you don't need this person anymore. Possibly after months or weeks or whatever, years of struggling to really let something go, you're off to greener pastures. You're just so much happier because this connection is much more pure. It's pure of heart. It has good intentions. It's cushy. It's nourishing. I don't know. It feels really nice. I like that quite a bit. A new option comes into the mix. I'm going to say it that way, whether it's old, new, or something in between. A new option presents itself and you don't even have time to acknowledge this other one anymore. You're all about, ooh, this. It's interesting though, right? The similar message. I was saying, out with the old, in with the new. You bet your ass. That's what's going on here. So, all right, Scorp, that's what I got for you this week. Please remember to like the video, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Happy birthday, and I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.